Alright guys, today we're going over the last thing using the Pythagorean Theorem, and we're going to use the Pythagorean Theorem to find distance on a coordinate plane. If you've got your worksheet, we need to go ahead and set what our highlighters are going to be equal to. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have A, B, and C, of course, and I'm going to make my key. You do the same. Now you don't have to use the same highlighter colors as me. That's okay, as long as you are consistent with your key. So I'm going to let A be yellow. I'm going to let B be orange. And I'm going to let C be green. Okay, so whatever your three colors are, let A be one, let B be one, and then let C be one. Alright, so it says, first let us review the use of the Pythagorean Theorem. If a triangle is a right triangle, then the sum of the squares of the legs will equal the square of the length of the hypotenuse. So the formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Alright, so take your highlighters. I wanted A to be yellow, so I'm going to highlight my a squared. Now over here on the picture, I'm also going to highlight A with yellow. Alright, B squared I said was orange, so I'm going to highlight it. It goes with the other leg. Remember, A goes with a leg, B goes with a leg. And then C, I'm going to highlight it, C squared, and it matches with the C, the hypotenuse in our picture. Our question says, how can you find the hypotenuse of a right triangle in a diagram? Fill in right there. The hypotenuse is across or opposite the right angle. Alright, so in our picture, across from our right angle tells us where our C is supposed to be. Alright, so I'm going to highlight with my green hypotenuse because that's talking about the C. Alright, moving on to the next part. It says review, find the missing side of the right triangle. First, what letter will you assign the missing side? So looking at this, across from my right angle, I know I'm going to label that C. Alright, and then it says why? Because it is the side opposite of the right angle. Alright, so again, I'm going to take my colors. We're going to highlight each. So I've got A. I'm going to let A be 20. I'm going to let B be 48. And I'm going to let C, obviously be C. We don't know what it is. Alright, so they actually want us to find this missing side length. So here we go. Let's work this out. It says show your work here. Alright, so first always the formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We said that A is 20. 20 squared plus B is 48 equals C squared. 20 squared is 400. 48 squared is 2,304. And that equals C squared. Alright, adding those together, I get 2,704. Last step, take the square root. So when I take the square root of 2,704, I get exactly 52. So C equals 52. So over here, oops, didn't mean to do that. Alright, so for missing side length, write in 52. Alright, so let's highlight this green or whatever color you chose for C because that's the side that's missing. Alright, let's look at a problem using the coordinate plane now. All right, so here we go. We want to graph these points on the coordinate plane. Now I'm going to use a color that I haven't used yet, so I'm going to use red. All right, so A is 3, 7. So at 3, go 3 right, oops, 7 up, put a dot. Then go, B is negative 5, 1, so I'm actually going to write that that is A. That's too big. All right, B is negative 5, 1. So left 5, up 1. All right, we're actually going to draw a triangle connecting this. All right, so I'm going to draw my triangle in purple. Okay, so from there to there we need a line. Now I'm going to actually create a right triangle. So I want to know, where do I need to draw my lines? Right here, this makes a right angle. So that's going to be my right triangle. Now I can even draw in my right angle symbol right there. All right, that's B. All right, so let's label our sides. Let's see. I'm going to let this side be A, this side be B, and then across is C. Now when we're doing these finding distance, we're always finding C. All right, so let's count. On the A side, how many blocks are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So A equals 6. On the bottom for B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So B equals 8. All right, let's go ahead and highlight these. So C is green. A, I used yellow. And B, I used orange. All right, so let's fill this in for our equation. All right, we know we're going to start with A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We have A is 6, B is 8. We don't know C. 6 squared is 36 plus 8 squared is 64. 36 plus 64 is 100. Taking the square root, I get that C equals 10. All right, so C equals 10. I'm going to highlight that green because that is the value of C now. If you need to look back at the steps, they're all right there for you, or you can just follow what I'm saying. All right, flip it over to the back. Let's look at the first problem. We want to find the distance between -4, -3, and 2, 0. So -4, -3, we want to go left 4, down 3, put a dot. 2, 0, right 2, up 0. All right, drawing our triangle. All right, so let's count our sides and fill them in. Over here, I know this is going to be A, and it's 3 blocks. Down here is B, and it's 6 blocks. And we don't know C. Highlighting those. All right, I'm also going to highlight the side that goes with it. All right, so let's use the Pythagorean Theorem to find the missing side length. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 3 squared plus 6 squared equals C squared. 9 plus 36 equals C squared. 45 equals C squared. Taking the square root of 45, we get, it's going to be an approximation. So C is approximately 6.7. Remember to round to the nearest tenth. All right, 6.7, so I'm going to highlight that green because it is C. Questions on that? If you have any, please come see me. All right, looking at the next example, we're going to plot these points. P is -8, 2. So I'm going to go left 8, up 2, put a dot. Q is 0, 4. Start at 0, move up 4, put a dot. All right, drawing my lines. I want to show you that you can draw the triangle the other way. It doesn't matter as long as you create that right angle right there. All right, so let's see. Over here, I've got A equals 2. Up here, B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. B is 8. And we don't know C. Highlighting, this side is C. We don't know it. This side is A. Remember, you could switch up your A and B. It really doesn't matter. The only one that really matters is your C. Okay? So let's use the Pythagorean theorem to find this. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. All right, I've got 2 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. Notice we're always finding the hypotenuse. So 2 squared is 4 plus 8 squared is 64 equals C squared. 4 plus 64 is 68. And taking the square root of 68, we get about 8.2. The 4 tells us to keep it a 2. 8.2, so I'm going to also highlight that one green. All right, last problem. Right here, we need to graph these. So 6, negative 1, right 6, down 1. 5, 1 is T, so right 5, up 1. This is going to create a really small triangle. All right, so let's see. I've got A equals 1, B equals 2, and we don't know C. All right, let's actually work out the problem now. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. All right, A is 1, so 1 squared plus B is 2, 2 squared. We don't know C squared. 1 squared is 1 plus 2 squared is 4 equals C squared. 5 equals C squared, taking the square root of 5. I get 2.2. C is approximately 2.2. So I'm also going to highlight that one green. All right, going down to the bottom part, important to remember, the distance between 2 points is which part of a triangle. We have found every time we're finding C, so that would be the hypotenuse. All right, how can you tell? Okay, when we draw that straight line from point to point, it's not on lines. Okay, it's going across the coordinate plane. So, how can you tell? We know the hypotenuse is across or opposite the right angle that we create. All right, so when we actually create our triangle, we are creating that right angle. So that's why the distance is always that direct line from point to point. All right, after finishing these notes, come show them to me, and then I will give you a worksheet to complete, and you'll be done for today.